Welcome to the video blog. I'm Doug Simon from DS Simon Media. I'm here at the Anniversary Forum with our opening speaker, CarmenFerrigno. He's Vice President Corporate Communications for Saint-Gobain. Recently, they celebrated their 350th anniversary. Why don't you share some of the points that you shared about some of your key takeaways from that experience?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is to realize this is about the future. You can use the past to reference who you are and where you're going, but ultimately you've got to pivot. So the ability to set that context and then move toward who you are and who you're going to be is really the purpose of these types of celebrations. If you can do that well, people are going to remember that you're relevant not just this year, but next year and next decade and on and on.
Yeah, one of the key points you made about pivoting is that sometimes the expectation is it's a 90-degree angle turn and it all happens at once. That can be something you have to set management up for from expectations, but it's really about a tiny series of individual small pivot points to get to that future.
That's exactly it. What I say to people is they keep expecting this revolution, this giant thing to happen, and it's really an evolution revolution. It's this evolving series of things that you do. It's like having a one of the other people here is from a cruise ship line. To turn a cruise ship, you'd make a tiny degree change, and it takes a very long time to do it. So that's why you need to start early on these. You're going to change the trajectory over a longer period of time to do it well.
Now, I'm going to resist temptation to do a Marlon Brando impression, but you spoke about your Godfather School of Business, and don't worry, it's not what you're thinking it might be. Why don't you explain that a little bit?
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, this is about relationships, and what I like about that analogy is that in The Godfather, Marlon Brando says, I'm going to do a favor for you, and you don't have to do anything for me, but down the road, if I need a favor, you're going to want to do it. And I think that idea of doing favors and helping people, put yourself in their position, is just the most important relationship management tool I've seen. If you go into this trying to help other people, you're going to have a wealth of goodwill, and you're never going to know when you need it. But when you do, it's going to be there. And that's the bank that you're building. Beyond the expense or the fluff or the glitz of it, you want real human relationships to exist in the long term.
Yeah, it's also the right way to live and be, both as an individual and as part of an organization.
Well, that's exactly it. At the end of the day, who you are is on full display. And, you know, reputation is what happens when you're not in the room. And so how you do it is just as important as what you do.
Great. Well, thanks so much for sharing your awesome insights with us.
No, thanks, Doug. It's my pleasure.